Homer's Phobia aired in 1997. The episode revolves around Homer discovering in a classic sitcom trope that his family's new friend John, the owner of the campy antique store in Springfield, is gay. Homer feels that John's lifestyle will have a negative impact on Bart, and decides that he will ensure Bart's heterosexuality, taking him hunting and making him a man. The script which was put forward for the episode was originally rejected by the Fox broadcast censors, with them giving the showrunners 2 full pages of words and references that were unfit for broadcast. However, a lucky turn of events resulted in the president of Fox being fired, as well as his censors, and the new censors cleared the episode for airing that year. With all the censorship warnings it was dealt, it has become one of the most memorable and favoured episodes in the series, which with 662 episodes under its belt is no easy task. The television landscape was scarce of anything homosexual before the onset of the 2000s. There were some short character arcs or moments in US sitcoms in the pre-2000s era, but homosexuality was a just gingerly, out of fears of offending viewers and sponsors. But in 1997, The Simpsons introduced an episode which focused on homosexuality and battling the idea that being gay can be caught like a cold, as well as challenging traditional masculinity, featuring openly gay film director John Waters as the voice of John.
That'll make your bull run.
It also opened the doors for more and more homosexual characters and themes in sitcoms. How, in the difficult television landscape, did The Simpsons accomplish this task? Rewriting gay stereotypes and tearing down notions of traditional American masculinity. It was simple, unapologetic fun. The episode Homer's Phobia aired on February 16th, 1997 at 6 p.m. on Fox Broadcast Network. Primetime TV real estate. This episode was the 4th most watched thing on Fox's network and has since been commended for its intelligent and fair representation of the LGBT community. The Simpsons as a whole is aimed at children, but is relevant and entertaining for all ages. The show's writers and creators have stated that they have a left-wing bias and appreciate liberal ideas. The director, writer, voice cast and crew approached this episode in a way that only The Simpsons could. It was so in your face and
Camp!
that you couldn't help but laugh, and subconsciously or consciously align your values with that of The Simpsons creative staff. They explored traditional anti-homophobia messages on TV by satirising homosexual issues in a deep way, but somehow not being political. The choice to have John Waters as the voice of the homosexual man John that starts the episode as Homer's new best friend before he discovers his sexuality was a masterful choice. John has been an openly gay part of the American conscience for years, and has been an avid supporter of gay rights and pride, with his own avid supporters. John was asked by the creators if he thought the episode was seen as offensive or distasteful in the gay community, and Waters replied that he had no problems with the episode, except for the changing of one word, which the staff did. Waters' character bleeds the real John into his animated character, allowing for his personality to become one with his animated self, and this in turn created a realistic representation of a gay character, something rarely seen on TV before this moment. The character of John is in middle-class American suburbia. It's a job that will make anyone envious of him, and is portrayed in a way that makes him a good role model for both gay and straight people alike. He's no longer the punchline for a joke or one to be mocked, as was common in the US TV at the time, but instead is well-adjusted and intelligent, and is the one making the jokes. The Simpsons family outwardly tries to win his affection, not the other way around, and his character is camp, funny, and wholesome. Homer's statement that being homosexual is not usual is met with confusion by viewers, as John's character is shown to be completely usual and fits into the landscape of Springfield with ease, and poses a psychological conundrum to the audience. If you think there is something wrong with gays, then there might be something wrong with you. The way that the crew and cast behind The Simpsons approached the subject of sexuality and masculinity was done in a way that only The Simpsons could. The Simpsons, although a cartoon, chooses to reject many major parts of traditional cartoons, that being the sense of reality remains true throughout the show. Yes, they push the boundaries of what could be real, but for a cartoon it remains grounded in reality, and that allows them to analyse social and cultural norms, and have them remain meaningful to the viewers. The Simpsons is a children's television show, but that is why their introduction of John and the analysis of homosexual prejudices work so well. Children and adults can understand and relate to the situations put forward in this episode. It is simple and humorous and accurately portrays aspects of the LGBT community in an intelligent manner. You simply could not come out of watching this episode without admiring John's character and loving his effect on the Simpsons family, Homer excluded. Homer's role in this episode was to represent the uber-masculine, straight, and obnoxious homophobe, whose ideals and views are challenged by his association with John, and as always, Homer symbolises the stereotype of the traditional outspoken American male, if not in a persona down to the level. Homer plays the ignorant, homophobic father, but his reasons for not liking or fearing John can never be expressed by Homer himself. He simply says it's not usual, and for that, he deserves to be an outcast. Homer seems upset by his revelation that John is a homosexual because he could not tell from the beginning that John was gay, and from that, he misleads Homer. At this point in time, Homer's beliefs were not satire. They were the status quo for many middle-class Americans. But the creators approached this issue with reality on their side. And instead of making John's homosexuality the problem, they made Homer's homophobia the problem, and turned the TV landscape on its head. Marge and Lisa remain the moral compass in this episode, ignoring or accepting John's homosexuality and attempting to dissuade Homer's prejudicial beliefs. Lisa and Marge knew John was gay from the beginning and treated him like they would do to any character in the show, with respect and interest. They choose to remain friends with John and enjoy their time with him, while Homer is stuck at home trying not to catch gay. This allows for a good reflection of positive family values to be portrayed. The Simpson family is dysfunctional, yes, but they remain a positive family mirror of the American middle-class family. They value each other and their individual freedoms. This portrays the world as accepting of homosexuals and the LGBT community, and Homer acts as the odd one out with his homophobia. Marge, Lisa, and Bart go out of their way to confront Homer's prejudices and change them for the better, but Homer being Homer is too stubborn to listen. What hurts Homer the most is that in this world gone gay, Homer seems to be the only one who cares, and this is where the problem lies. The Simpsons made being gay normal, and Homer being the outcast for his old-fashioned beliefs. A narrative technique that was genius, as it was groundbreaking in American television at the time. The Simpsons fought against traditional masculinity by portraying it as toxic masculinity instead. Objectifying women, working rough and tough jobs, and hunting is shown as counterproductive to Bart's becoming a man. And a 10-year-old could be more bad than good. We've shown that the stereotypical gay man on TV is simply that, a stereotype built by ignorance. Gay men are not sissies. They can be strong, muscular men named Roscoe. The hero of the story is John. He's shown to act the part of the traditional hero seen in TV and feature film, with a difference that intelligently and accurately represents aspects of the LGBT community. He saves Bart, Homer, Moe, and Barney without using violence. He makes Marge and Lisa feel accepted and respected. He allows Bart to be whoever he wants to be, and encourages him to have fun. He takes every insult home, throws him, and retorts with humility and comedy. He is portrayed as strong and multi-layered. However, it is this idea of fun that allows The Simpsons to be so tongue-in-cheek, so in your face that makes it stick, makes it right. John's character makes it some of the most quotable, funny lines in this entire season. This episode is so regarded because it is hilarious and iconic, for its content, context, and for its execution. The episode ends with Homer telling Bart that whatever way he would like to live is okay with Homer, hopefully projecting his positive outlook on homosexuality onto the American audience's psyche, and rubbing the Simpsons family values off when the family's watching. It is this fearlessness and enjoyment that made this episode so powerful. The creators did not shy away from difficult subject matter, instead they addressed it head-on, and because of this, changed the American television landscape, paving the way for more shows to feature and star homosexual characters, and commented on the subject of masculinity by making it a joke, something many creators and TV shows would fear to do. Staff did not apologise, did not shy away, and for that, they're rewarded with changing the way viewers understand their life forever.
Oh, I get it. He's one of those kind of guys, huh?